I know something ironic? I did a video and it didn't process fast enough. Part 2 did. And it did it before the state of play for May of 2024. My part 1 was delayed, and so part 1 was still trying to process, and by the time it processed, it was just a little bit after state of play got announced, or it officially released. So, guys, this is not a walkthrough, and this is not some meta commentary. Yet. This is just my innermost thoughts of state of play for May of 2024. So, let's just jump right to it. But before I give my innermost thoughts and kind of my impressions about it, let me actually talk about the games I predicted would show up on state of play for this month. Of course, I was wrong on some titles that I know was not going to show up, but I was right on some titles, which actually kind of surprised me. There was one game that generally surprised me that I was not expected to show up at State of Play, but it ended up showing up. So here we are. Alright, so the first game was Elden Ring Shadows of Erdtree. Okay, so, well, you know what? To make it interesting, we'll describe specifically the games I predicted in my State of Play predictions, and we'll just do this fast. Talk about the title, and just give the status of, like, it never showed up, and so on. Just to make it fun and interesting. Alright, so the first title that I predicted, Elden Ring Shadows of Erdtree. It didn't show up, which is completely okay, because From Software is big enough, and they are successful enough, that they don't even need to show up at a State of Play. They're too cool for school. In other words, yeah, they're making a buttload of money and they really don't have to show up. So Shadows of Erdtree not showing up, I would like to see more of it, but I think we have been shown enough that it's okay that we can wait till June 21st. Moving on. It wasn't Hi-Fi Rush I was predicting. I was talking about if Sony PlayStation had balls, if they actually showed an Xbox title. And, of course, it didn't show up. I would have been generally surprised if we did see an Xbox game, Xbox-related game, or Xbox first-party or third-party game. It didn't show up. Alright, Horizon Zero Dawn Remake. Nowhere to be seen. It would have been nice to see it, but I think it would have took more time to develop that game. I think it would take maybe 2025, but it didn't show up. Not too surprised, but I would have liked it to show up. But it's okay. Anything Marvel. Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC, no, but we got a Marvel Rivals that was, it was Overwatch. There were 2 titles that were basically Overwatch, and no one can deny that. Marvel Rivals it even had the same art style as Overwatch. Was I disappointed? No, but I could not care less. I'll probably just watch gameplay footage of Marvel Rivals, but we did not get a Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC. I feel like they could have, but they decided to cop out, so that was out. Okay, so we got a lot of Silent Hill content. Yeah, Silent Hill Transmission, disappointed. It's set for Silent Hill to deep dive, like, gameplay, atmosphere, and story. I'm interested in Silent Hill 2, and I want to see how the reviews do, but it's a remake of the original. I think the combat is cool, I just think it's janky, but the original Silent Hill 2's combat was janky too, it wasn't perfect. So they just added a little bit, like, tweaks to it, and that's cool. So I was right. And I think we all heard the rumors, and we kind of knew it was coming because of Silent Hill Transmission. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 is coming out October 8th of 2024 if you've seen the State of Play and if you've seen the Silent Hill Transmission. So, I was right. But I'm not shocked that I was right because we knew it was coming. Well, at least we have a release date now. Okay, so that was, let's see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, yeah, Silent Hill was I think it was the 6th one? I think. Alright, well, the other game that I also talked about briefly was Judas. So, yeah, PlayStation didn't have the balls to show that one too, so that was, I knew it wasn't going to show up, so I would have been generally surprised, so it didn't show up. Destiny 2, The Final Shape. That was another title that didn't show up, but it's so close to the pre-order date, they don't have to show anything. Because they did show a recent trailer, and it gave us enough content and enough... And I think that's the launch trailer, too. I can't remember, I'll have to check it out, but it's a pretty solid trailer. Let's just see if they deliver what they're promising, in terms of this is going to be the final storyline of Destiny 2. What they started in Destiny 2. We'll see. But it didn't show up, and I'm not surprised. It was already for a pre-order, and it's too close to the release date. Final Fantasy was not... Yeah, I said Final Fantasy, that was nowhere to be seen. I would have liked for it to show up, but I think we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to chew on, and there's so much hours you put in that there's no way that it was going to show up. Plus, it just seems like there's just too much Final Fantasy content in the future. So, I'm not too shocked that it didn't show up. Death Stranding 2 was nowhere to be seen, but it was set for 2025. I think we got enough content and enough cinematics and enough trailers so far that we could literally look back. And I feel like it'll be, quarter 3, quarter 4, like I was saying. It'll probably get an announcement because of 2025. So not shocked. One thing that we all kind of called and we already made predictions about it, Until Dawn remake, we finally... Wait, did we get a release date? I have to double check myself. Hold the freaking phone. I don't think we did. I think we just only got a little bit about it. Yeah, okay, so we didn't get a release date. But we got shown stuff from the original Until Dawn, and it just had better lighting, it just had better graphics, and the characters are still the same because they're just repeating the same dialogue. Nothing's changed. So, yeah, that kind of sums it up. So, I said that. So I said Until Dawn remake, so I was right on that. And Silent Hill I was right on too. Okay, so what's the next one? Well, I didn't see anything from CD Projekt Red. I was not seeing anything. And I'm not shocked. I mean, they could take their time. They have to take their time after Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. So now they're holding their cards pretty tight. That's not the expression, but you get the idea. So, not shocked. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 4, nowhere to be seen. We'll get it probably in Summer Game Fest or Tokyo Game Fest. Just a little down. It's a pretty much is that kind of a JRPG or is it action RPG? Well, it doesn't matter. Kingdom Hearts 4, nowhere to be seen. Naughty Dog, nowhere to be seen. Not shocked. Moving on. No Metal Gear news at all. Hashtag sad face, but we can deal. No Volume 2 yet. Are we even getting it this year? I feel like, come on, I think we could get Volume 2 this year. It would be nice to get Volume 2, but I know we won't. So, Doom was nowhere to be seen, not shocked. Lost Records, which I was talking about, nowhere to be seen. Ghost of Tsushima 2, that we all were kind of hyped for and we wanted to see. They didn't have the balls to do it, and they didn't want to do it, and I could tell they didn't want to do it. So, I'm not shocked it didn't show. It would have been cool to see that. Red Dead Redemption 2. My gosh, I had tongue-tied. Well, 3 didn't show up. I mean, it's gonna be a long while until we see 3, and Rockstar is already too busy with Grand Theft Auto 6. Because that's gonna make them a whole lot of money. So, no, not shocked. Resident Evil anything. Yeah, it was nowhere to be seen, but considering that they're working on Resident Evil 1 remake and it's supposedly coming to 2026, I'm not shocked. And we have enough Resident Evil to tie us over until either Resident Evil 1 remake comes out or Resident Evil 9, whenever that comes out. I think it will probably come out this year, Resident Evil 9? Not this year, but it'll be announced. Or it'll be announced next year. Doesn't know. All I know is they have enough materials that do it. Well, Hollow Knight Silk Song was nowhere to be seen again. So, let's move on. What do you guys want me to tell you? We're not going to get Silk Song until, gosh, too long. I think one console has it. We're not going to get it PlayStation-wise. Anyway, Star Wars Eclipse. Nowhere to be seen. Alan Wake 2 DLC, or anything Remedy like a Max Payne remake, nowhere to be seen. Slay the Spire 2. It was wish fulfillment, but I knew it was not going to happen, so it was nowhere to be seen, not shocked. Little Nightmares 3, nowhere to be seen, but I feel like we already got like a snippet and already content already last year, so it's okay if it wasn't shown. Cool. Monster Hunter Monster Hunter Wilds. It was there, and I loved it. It was I'll explain my thoughts as I guess we'll say part 2. Yep, Monster Hunter Wilds was there. No release date, 2025 still. I enjoyed the crap out of that trailer. Oh, I was a happy camper. Man, that was a sick trailer. And I can't believe I said a 3. I said it was least likely to show up, and it showed up, and I was like, well, what do you know? I was wrong. I was right, but I said it was not going to show up. Who knew that was going to come true? Well, here we are. Sorry. I know I took a different tone, but I was happy. I was happy that Monster Hunter Wilds actually showed up. That was one of the best besides the other one. Okay, so Hades 2, I mean, there's an early access, but it didn't show up and didn't give us a release date for the consoles. And that's okay. I mean, we know it's coming. We just don't know when it's coming. Okay, so Assassin's Creed Shadows, that's okay, and I knew it wasn't going to show up. So either on the Xbox Showcase, Summer Game Fest, or something later down the road. We know it's coming out in November, and like any other Assassin's Creed, they like to come out in November, so nothing to expect on that. Anyway, Elder Scrolls 6, nowhere to be seen. It's like Half-Life 3, we're never going to see it. I need to be positive, but we're never seeing Half-Life 3, not in this, I don't even know in this lifetime. Anyway. But I'm not surprised Bethesda is working on Elder Scrolls 6. We just won't see it for a while. And plus, they're too busy working on Starfield and trying to make it good so they can actually get sales and get money. But they're not. How many minutes have I done? Okay, 12. Doing good. Grand Theft Auto 6, nowhere to be seen, but we already got a trailer, and that trailer is enough to tie us until it gets announced officially, probably quarter 3 or quarter 4. I don't know if that's exactly what I said in my video, you can always watch it, but yeah, I was kind of expecting Grand Theft Auto 6 to come here. It would have been cool, but I know it's not. Earthblade, I wanted to show up, but I knew they were not going to do it, because it's an indie game developer, and they don't have to show it. They can take all the time they want, so Earthblade not showing, not shocked. I would have liked it to be there, but it's not there. Okay, so we did get some new IPs, and I'm not going to go over the list of all the IPs. Just watch the State of Play broadcast, or if you already finished the broadcast, just watch some of the clips. So I was right. I was right in terms of new IPs. There was at least, 4 to 5 new IPs that we already knew. And nothing from BioWare. No Mass Effect 4, no Dragon Age Dreadwolf. It would have been cool to see one of those two, but I know that PlayStation and Sony would just not be able to do it. Plus, the developers would take their time, and I know they would. So, yeah, from the list, yeah, there were a few games that I was right. Either it was like no duh much, or it was titles that like Monster Hunter Wilds that generally freaking surprised me that I was surprised it showed up. And anything we get from Monster Hunter Wilds is pretty much I will take that like a bag of chips. Okay, so now that part 1 is done, let's move on to part 2. So part 2 is talking about State of Play. What's my impression? What's my scores? And I always do this pretty much every year and all that. Well, not every year, but pretty much consistently. Alright, so me and my friend talked about this too, and I guess he can give his thoughts on... Yeah, I guess he can give his thoughts, but I'm gonna give my thoughts since, this is my video. Anyway, what would I give State of Play? State of Play, I would give a 6 out of 10, if I had to give it like a score. Silent Hill Transmission, I would give it a 2 out of 10. Not impressed with Silent Hill. Impressed with only Silent Hill 2 remake, the gameplay, atmosphere, story, the character, the new upgraded graphics. That's the only best part of Silent Hill Transmission. Otherwise, it was a snooze fest. Yeah, Return to Silent Hill. Let's see if it's a TV series or an action movie. Seems like an action movie. I do not care. We'll see the reviews. It might suck. I'm already calling it. And merchandise pre-orders for Silent Hill 2. Talking about nothing, anything that they want to do, future projects. There. Basically, the developers are betting that we'll pre-order Silent Hill 2 remake, or because of nostalgia, people will immediately pre-order. No one's gonna. Only a few specific people are gonna pre-order. My advice: don't pre-order. Just look for the reviews, like all the reviews, not GameSpot and IGN. Just look at all the reviews for Silent Hill 2 remake, and also ask yourself, hey, this is just a game I played like decades before. They're just remaking it. Is it really worth it, or do I just watch the cutscenes on YouTube and save myself $70? Or I guess if you're doing the deluxe edition, $80. Otherwise, you probably already pre-order it because of nostalgic sake. I can't give you guys advice. You'll probably just check it out. But overall, that was the best part. Otherwise, it seemed like the developers really wanted money. It's really Konami. Konami's forced them to do all these forced script writing, forced script reading, just because Konami needs to make money. Because why they have to make money? Because they are tanking. Because of Metal Gear Survive. Who thought that was a good idea? Yeah, Konami, you can't let that go. You had a good franchise, Metal Gear Solid. Then you fire Kojima, the guy who was making you money, over some probably petty or stupid stuff. Then he started his own company, and people freaking loved Death Stranding. Well, actually, people were decisive. I love Death Stranding. I'm not ashamed of it. Well, anyway, so yeah, I think I went into a rant on Silent Hill Transmission. I just wish they gave us like another remake, maybe 3 or 4, or Silent Hill Collection Pack that was remade, like what Metal Gear is kind of doing, but they're not remaking it. It would be cool, but I know they won't do it because Konami is hoping that Silent Hill 2 remake makes them a lot of money. Wait, moving on. State of Play, why I give it a 6 out of 10? I guess this is part 3. So, alright, so State of Play 2024. I know why I gave it a 6 out of 10. They gave us one interesting trailer, a bunch of kind of like, yeah, nothing wrong with basically the Japanese, Chinese, or Korean developers that we're getting. Some of their games were actually, well, there was only a few, maybe just one game. Yeah, nothing disappointing about it. So I was right, new IPs, but there was only one that kind of piqued my interest. But some of the games were kind of like either trash or just there was not like great CGI, but they didn't really give us a whole lot. Or they were not like anything like AAA, like, oh my gosh, I had to pre-order this. Or 2025 can't come soon enough. No, there wasn't any AAA titles. There wasn't any indie game titles I was looking forward to. So, like Earthblade. But it was kind of like, And that's the thing. They started kind of, to me, and I don't know if anybody's going to be a fan of Concord, and I get that. I think it's going to be one of those, like, it's releasing this year. Let's just see what the reviews look like, and then people can give their opinion. I don't think it'll be like, it'll sell extremely well, but I think it will be better than Suicide Squad. Possibly. But they started off kind of strong, then they kind of meander a lot towards the middle, and then they actually had a strong finisher. You know why? Because the freaking Monster Hunter Wilds and Astrobot, a adorable robot creature from Astro's Playroom, had the best trailer. No one can deny that. I think he had the best trailer. Oh yes, he absolutely had the best trailer. Astrobot, if it is something you have to pre-order, people are going to pre-order it because we all like Astrobot. He is basically Super Mario-like, but kind of also Minions. He's kind of our Minion / Super Mario of PlayStation. So the fact that he got his own game is, I'm going to, if I have to be, Leo DiCaprio during The Great Gatsby holding that glass up. That's the meme we're going for. But yeah, Astro Boss trailer kills it. Alright, so let me quickly go over the scores and kind of give like quick thoughts of what I thought. Okay, so the trailers that really stuck out to me, Concord. I think it was like, I see what people were talking about, Guardians of the Galaxy with Overwatch. I kind of like the whole stick that the characters are doing. Great banter, great chemistry, great CGI trailer, gameplay looked interesting, but we've seen it before. I think that's my nitpick, and kind of negative. We've seen it before, it's Overwatch. But it seems like a better version of Overwatch. No, it's not. But it's a better version of Marvel Rivals of trying way too hard to be Overwatch. And it seems like it has fun with it. Different, actually interesting character classes, great banter between the crew. Overwatch gameplay that we have seen before, so that's kind of like redundant, and we have seen it. I'll keep track of it. I don't know if it'll be the best. It might not be, but hey, better than Suicide Squad, so I'll take it. Alright, I know I'm gonna butcher this one. Ballad of Antora. Antora? Ballad of Antora. I like the different characters that you get to play. Gameplay looks pretty tight and precise. I kind of appreciate that. CGI trailer, well done. Environment is pretty looking to it. But I kind of want to see more. I'm kind of like not decisive, but I want to see what they do with Ballad. Yeah. We'll see in the future. We'll see if it actually comes out. I can't remember if it's on the wish list or if it's even coming out this year. But yeah, it's got my interest. I want to see where they go with that. Other one. Say what you will. Until Dawn might be 80s. Well, is it 80s camp horror? In a sense, kind of. It's like 80s, or it's very campy. But when you got it, you got it. Until Dawn remake. 9 out of 10. It's just because they're just releasing the same game, but with better graphics. Another remake. But when you got it, you got it. 9 out of 10. The graphics look top-notch. Yeah, the graphics look top-notch. They just really reused the same lines that the characters had before. But, again, those graphics are movie tier. I love saying that now. That's my thing. Along with that, what else did they do well? Gameplay looks like classic Until Dawn, so they haven't changed anything, but done well. And that kind of sums it up. I like what we got. I like stuff. I like that whoever didn't play the original Until Dawn, which I haven't finished, it just gives you enough, but not like it gives you enough, but it doesn't show everything. It doesn't spoil it. So I would say go play the PS4 Until Dawn, and then wait for the PS5 version. See what they did differently in terms of graphics. It's gonna be the same game, so that's kind of what gives me like 1 point off out of 10, because it's the same game. They're gonna just sell it for a high price, or hopefully you can upgrade it. You're gonna probably have to pay a high price. Ridiculous, I know. Okay, so another one besides Until Dawn remake that caught my interest, or a trailer that, hey, I might keep up with this. Path of Exile 2. It's because I played Path of Exile 1 and I enjoyed my time with that one, and I actually enjoy that game. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons, but kind of like online. They're fully online. And a little bit of Diablo. So the fact that we're getting a sequel to it is actually pretty freaking cool. I got no complaints on Path of Exile 2. I like the gameplay that we got. It's still in the same vein of Path of Exile 1, so Diablo with Dungeons and Dragon, and it's addictive gameplay. I kind of really want to go back to Path of Exile 1. Hope it's free. Hope Path of Exile 2 is free. And I like the new character classes we're getting too. I am an RPG fanatic, so of course, anything you give me RPG fanatic, I'm going to chew that up and be like, okay, now we got it. So, I'm excited for that one. I don't think it's like, on my like, hey, this is going to be on my radar, pre-order. No. This is going to be a game I keep up with, and I want to actually see it do well. So yeah, 9 out of 10. I think it's appropriate. I think we need to see. No, I think we got enough gameplay, and I think we got enough content. I just want. I want to see when the release date is, and also if we get it for free. Moving on. Next one, Silent Hill 2 remake. A 9 out of 10, and I mentioned it briefly. The combat is kind of janky, but it's better than what we got from the original trailer. It wasn't bad, but it needed a little bit of improvement. I like that we got to see the shotgun in action, and the pistol, and the pipe. Not in that way. I like the atmosphere, the kind of I like the tweaks that they did compared to the original. Yeah, they did a Sonic the Hedgehog, where Sonic the Hedgehog, you know the one, where he was like completely ugly. 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 I was trying to say ugly. Man, I'm tongue-tied. But yeah, you remember what Sonic the Hedgehog looked like before he became the Sonic that we knew. He was ugly. And that was kind of like what they were doing with Silent Hill 2. It looks like the developers, because they're so desperate for money, didn't listen to the fans. They made updates, made James look like what he kind of looked like in Silent Hill 2, but better. They listened to the fans, and anything that needed to fix, they did. Combat was tweaked, clearly. James looked better. All the character models looked better. But I know people have been dissing on Angela's look. I'm completely fine with it. Plus, I actually haven't put a whole lot of time in the original Silent Hill 2. I know I haven't beaten it, and this will probably be major spoilers, but to be fair, yeah, I can appreciate something that I haven't finished. So, yeah, 9 out of 10. Atmosphere, story pacing is pretty top-notch. I'm curious how the voice acting will be. I'm not disappointed so far. In fact, it's pretty great. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Alright, Monster Hunter Wilds. 10 out of 10. Get out of here. Play freaking Monster Hunter World. Get out of here. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Get back here. Well, Monster Hunter Wilds. From the combat, to the open world, to the lush environments, to the animation, to the character models, to pretty much, I hope we get a cat creature. I will name her Lizzie. Everything and of course the monsters. The titular monster of Monster Hunter Wilds. And how open world this is. Need I go on? It's a 10 out of 10. It was almost the best trailer that we got from State of Play. I like that it's coming out in 2025. I can't wait till we get a release date. Monster Hunter Wilds. Oh yeah. If you can see my fist is up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited about Monster Hunter Wilds. My wife was looking at me like, oh wow, he's happy for this. Yeah. I am. That was almost the best trailer. But nothing tops this next one. Astrobot. I think we're all going to be talking about Astrobot, and it gets an instant 10 out of 10. I was going to give it a 9 out of 10, but no, don't freaking wait. That adorable robot Astrobot deserves a 10 out of 10. And my friend said it best too, and quote him, looks like it'd be good, lots of good platforming and variety. Absolutely. The fact that you are on a spaceship, and I don't know how much of the PS5 controller haptic feedback feeds into it, is kind of Star Fox. From PlayStation cameos that Astro's Playroom was known for, to the lush and very artistic, technical prowess that Astrobot is doing, to the fun PlayStation nods, to the different kind of worlds that seem like it will be PlayStation center on specific franchises, and again, PlayStation cameos. The fact that you also get to play Astrobot in certain scenarios, like pretty much Kratos throwing the Leviathan axe at Astrobot, was freaking awesome. Along with that, it just feels like a joyous look of the PlayStation history, and Astrobot just seems like it's just having fun. It was simple, but it gave us so much, and it makes you feel like a kid again, in the best way. So yeah, Astrobot was the best trailer of State of Play, and everyone knows it. I've seen the comments of Astrobot too. I watched it about 5 times now. It is legit fun. I want my wife to watch this. Oh yeah, there's something something joyous and puts a very heartwarming and wholesome smile when you watch Astrobot. And there's nothing that no one can take away from that trailer. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for it. And I will do more research on it. But yeah, I'm excited for that one particular and Monster Hunter Wilds. So yeah, that's kind of my impression of State of Play. I think strong start to me in terms of Concord, meander, it definitely meander in the middle, but then strong finish with two games that you are looking forward to. I think what they could have done in terms of State of Play, I think they still should include Monster Hunter Wilds and definitely Astrobot. Those are the selling points. But I think they really, one thing, they need to make room for more PS5 titles. Get rid of PSVR 2, just do a separate showcase for that. Yeah, there's my nitpicks. It's not that I don't care about the PSVR 2, it's just there's no good solid games that have come out besides existing games like Resident Evil 8. Those seems like those would be beneficial for those games, but anything else, specific games, you're gonna have to find some solid games to actually make you invest in PSVR 2. Otherwise, do a separate showcase, do it for that, and you'll be okay. But you're just trying to put it with State of Play and sacrifice quality over quantity. That means PS5 titles that we really do want to see. And what I mean is, we want to see, like, Horizon Zero Dawn Remake. We want to see first-party titles, and we want to see legit indie games. Indie games are the AAA titles at this point, sadly, but that's where we're at. I think that's what they could have done better. And give us the best stuff at the beginning and consistently do it, and then meander towards the end, and then give us a gut punch and give us a solid trailer. Because you kind of gave us kind of not the best quality throughout the whole State of Play. It wasn't disappointing, but it wasn't like a gut punch. I mean, I would be excited about Dynasty Warriors Origins. We have so many at this point now. And where winds meet, and I want to be interested in that, but I want to see more, but it wasn't like anything that hold my interest. Yeah, what PlayStation or State of Play is lacking is lack of first-party titles. One that we give a crap about. That's all my complaint, just for watching every trailer back-to-back. So, okay, that's pretty much it. That is my concluding thoughts. I guess we're on part 4. Did 32 minutes. Did well. So, of course, you can leave that like, comment, or subscribe. And, guys, you won't see me stream for the rest of the day, like I said at the beginning, at my State of Play predictions. But don't expect me on the first half of Friday. Expect me on the second half of Friday. So that means afternoon, evening. And for tomorrow's schedule, we're going to focus on TS and Tango. That means wrapping it up. And I think I have 6 games, so there's not a lot more. So this is not going to take long. Once we do that, we're going to just do a marathon, kind of do all the alphabetical orders. We'll try to get as far as we can. And then, I can't say Sunday. Saturday is also tentative too. So Saturday, Sunday, tentative. It's going to be tentative. And then, in terms of Monday, we'll see what happens next week. I think I'll just go ahead and discuss the schedule on Friday, because I'm going to just say tentative in terms of that. Okay. Should I do Share Factory on this one? Yeah, I'll do Share Factory. So, we'll roll its credits, and I'll see you guys the next day. And also, I got the... Should I say my good morning and all that? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and whatever time zone you're in. And I'll see you guys at the next video game content.